Hello, everyone, and welcome for this call that I named Sick of Money Problems. I am Mélanie Sevin. For those who don't know me, I am a facilitator of Access Consciousness. Access are tools that can change anything you would like to change in your life. It's pragmatical. And with this tool, you can change, modify, and create what we desire. I will use the clearing statement of Access Consciousness during this call. If you don't know it, you can go to theclearingstatement.com. Overall, it's like a magic energetic wand that allows you, when you ask a question, to get all the energies around this topic up and clear everything that is stuck. So today I wanted to propose this free call because I love money, I love talking about money, and I love facilitating money. Why? Not only because money allows to facilitate things and buy things, it's because I find that money is one of the biggest and the most beautiful facilitator we can have. The money we have or not have is like the witness of what we are willing to receive or create or not, what we are willing to be or not. And if we are willing to look at the point of views we have about money, we'll always create greater for us. What is super interesting is that if we do personal development, if we are on our path to having more of us, being greater, spiritual path, it's my interesting point of view. If we don't go to look at our point of views about money, we will not have all of us. A lot of us, we are willing to go see relationships, family, but money, we want it to come, but we don't really want to change our point of views. We want it to be our slave, to do everything we want, without having to change our relationship with money. Does it work? I think not, or you wouldn't be here. We all tried it. That's what I did for many years, and it doesn't work. So I was telling money, oh, you're not here. Why you're not here? I need more money. Why do I not have more money? It doesn't create more money. But when we are willing to change our energy with money, when we are willing to ask questions, when we are willing to use some tools, we can completely shift our relationship with money and so the relationship and the money in our life. So now I will use the clearing statement now. We have a lot of point of views. We come with our financial reality, what we would like to change, what we don't want to change. There is a lot of energies, our projections, our expectations. So all of that. Will you destroy and create it all? Right, wrong, good and bad, Panopaka 100, short, boys, poet, bases, creations, and beyond. This clearing statement will never let go of something you don't want to let go. I cannot do the work for you. You have to choose it. I can do the clearing statement, letting go of all the limitations and the energies that are blocked. But if you stay stuck, I cannot force you to let go of it. Because you are the master of your own reality. Nobody is more powerful than you. Not me, not a guru, not a trainer in personal development. You are the most powerful in your reality. So I'm not giving you the steps to become a millionaire or billionaire by following this strategy or these tips to get money fast. I'm not going to give you tools of this reality that are tangible. If you want those tools, you can find it anywhere in the internet, and there is people that are more trained than me that can give you that. But if somewhere you haven't created this reality, financial reality that you want, maybe that's not what works for you. And those tools are way more linear. The humanoids is the nickname we give to all the people that don't recognize themselves in the box and the reality of others. What if this difference can be a gift? What if instead of telling yourself, oh, I suck with money, oh, I'm not even interested in that, I know I need it to live, but money or not money, it's not that relevant. What if this was your strength? What if not making money significant and important was your greatest quality? Because from there, you will be able to invite it into your life. What we do, most of us, we bought the biggest lie of this reality is that money is the source of everything. A good person must have money. Or according to our family, a good person doesn't have money. I work to have money. If I have money, I can do this and that. If I have money, I can create this and that. When I will have money, I will have that. We created money and we put it on a pedestal as if it was bigger than us, as if it was the decider of what is possible or not in our life. And as long as we have this point of view, we can no longer create. What I said right before, you are the decider of your life and you are the most powerful in your life. If you have the point of view that someone else is more powerful than you can never be in charge of your life. So all of this times a Godzillion and everything that doesn't allow you to be in charge of your life and your financial reality, will you destroy and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, Papa, 100, short boys provide basis creations and beyond. What a lot of us do is that we allow money to control us. We find money as an excuse to create or not some things. And you will notice that when there is things you truly desire, how many of you have found money for the things you absolutely desire, for the things that were impossible to not have in your reality? Money got created there. And all the things that you tell yourself, oh, I really wanted to do it. If you go see in the energy, did you truly want to do it? Was it truly something that came from you? Or were you buying the point of view of someone else? Oh, I would love to have a beautiful car. Is it really relevant for you to have a beautiful car? You never created the money for that because it's not really important for you. It's really interesting to see if you go create money for a project or something and you don't get to do it. Is it truly something you want to do? Or is it something you were told you should have? Because that's what you should have to tick the case to be a good person in this reality, to tick the case, the box of the society, the family. Or is it truly something you desire? I cannot answer for you. See in the energy if it's light or heavy. But if it's something you truly desire, what are the point of view that are blocking you from creating it? What are the point of view that you have that are stopping you from creating money? So it's not truly about the money if you don't have the money for the project you desire. So somewhere there is a point of view that stops you from receiving. If it's money to create, you want to create money for a training and you're not able. So are you worth it for this training, or are you judging the training as too expensive? Or after the training, what will I do because I'm panicking because I don't know what happens next? See? And every time it comes up, it's super simple. You have to say, okay, all of this times a Godzillion, I destroy and create it. And you do the clearing statement, right or wrong, good and bad, put and puck, 100, short boys provide basis, creations, and beyond. And changing your reality with money, it starts with having presence with money. How many of you have way more facility and ease to be present with trees, nature, with entities, with everything around you, instead of money? As I was saying, it's like, it's a bit boring. Those numbers, half of us, we struggle with numbers, so it annoys us and it sounds so complicated. What if this was also a projection? What if in reality you could have fun with money too? Because obviously, if you start with the point of view that you suck with money and everybody was guilt tripping you that you suck with money, and we tell you it's important and we cannot live without money and we make it significant, we cannot live without money. We don't really want to take care of it, we would just want to put it under the rug somewhere, and others are better at it than me. I'm better with animals and nature and whatever. What if this was a lie? What if these capacities that you have to communicate with everything around you, and each of you has capacities, talents that you acknowledged, maybe a little, a lot. What if you also had those talents with money? What if you had the capacity to seduce money in your life? And you see, when someone flirts with you, someone comes to seduce you, does he tell you, "Oh, you come now? You're way smaller than what I was expecting. I'm done working for you. What a job is it to work for you? Do you stay or do you leave?" Or if you're there like, "Hey, you're here. We're gonna do a lot of things. I needed a partner to go dance tango. It's complicated to dance tango alone, but with you, we can dance together. That's so cool. Thank you." See, it's not the same energy. What if you could have this energy with money too? So everything that doesn't allow that, everything that doesn't allow you to receive and invite money into your life, will you please revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create it all, please? Right, wrong, good and bad, put and pucka 100, short boys, poet, bases, creations, and beyond. When we are ready to seduce money, it means we are ready to play with it. And in this reality, we were taught that making asks is not good. We are allowed to ask once a year to Santa Claus, a man that doesn't even exist. And if we ask for too much, we get labeled as selfish, not reasonable, etc. And we tell ourselves that it's not, am I really worth it? Do I deserve to ask for something else? Is there not someone else that needs it more or deserves more or wants it more? This is this reality. What if we could change this paradigm? What if you asking doesn't remove anything from anyone? What if you asking greater for your life allows everyone around you to choose easier to create greater for their life if they choose to? What if every time you choose greater, you're creating greater for everyone around you? In those conditions, would you accept to ask for more money in your life? And the second thing we were taught is that money, we have to wait for it to be here to start creating. When money is here, so I will be able to start creating. I will be able to ask. As long as I don't have the money in safety in my account in a little box and safe, I cannot start to ask. But if it doesn't work like that, as I was saying, it's as if you want to flirt with a guy and you start to keep him hostage and then ask for him if he wants to have sex with you. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that in reality. But if you do asks, okay, I want to create this business, I want to travel, I want to do this. Don't stop yourself at I want to because you want something, but you're not in action. What would it take for me to be able to travel? What would it take for me to be able to buy this house? What would it take for me to create my business? Universe, please. What would it take? Here, you start to move all the molecules in the universe. you start to create what you would like to see actualize in your life. So the money is like, the siphon in the bathtub. The money is like comes up through your asks. It's easier to travel with money and for your business. So, but the condition is that you have no point of view. So, if you hate money and you want to travel, some people can travel with no money. You can do it by foot, and but if you want a little comfort and you agree to create this comfort into your life, it means you agree to receive money. And in that case, you just have to ask. And in that case, it's way easier than what you imagine. I ask and I follow the energy. And between the two, I stay present. And that's what we tend to forget. Oh, I did my ask, but it's not actualized. The call started 18 minutes ago, and I think those tools don't work. How many of us? It's a little bit how we function, and we are humanoids, and time isn't linear, so we want everything to actualize yesterday. What if every time we had those thoughts, we could catch ourselves? Stop. No, 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 no. I asked. Now I follow the energy, and every time I think, every time I complain, every time I try to control, every time I doubt, I'm putting a wall again and I'm blocking my ask. And as long as I don't poke and pod that, my asks cannot actualize. I love it. I didn't plan this call and I didn't know we would go there. Well, that's the energy required. Yeah. So, would you accept to have this presence and to see every point of view you have that comes between your asks and the actualization, and to be present enough to see it without judging yourself, to see all the judgment that are there? We all have them, and you have all the judgment from your family, from society, from your culture, your neighbors, because you are way more aware than what you think. And every time you perceive it, you just have to poke and pod it. All of this poke and pod. You don't even have to say the whole clearing statement. You just have to say poke and pod. And this, I'd like to call it a gymnastic. When we were not taught and we didn't learn to do it, we learned to judge ourselves and make ourselves smaller and not be us all our life, starting to ask questions, to accept, to receive, and be present is something that will require training. That's why these tools are amazing because they work. We are going to do a call of 45 minutes. If you allow it during these 45 minutes, we can change your whole reality, your financial reality. Would you Are you willing to be as powerful as that? Because you choose, you have the keys to your bank account, to your reality. Would you allow it? Everything that doesn't allow that times a godzillion, will you destroy and create it all? Right or wrong, good and bad, put and poco 100, short boys provide bases, creations, and beyonds. So these tools, that's why I love them, because it's very pragmatic. It works. I facilitate classes about money since I am a facilitator. As I was saying, when we go see the question about money, we go see our whole life. We don't go see only money, because money is also our relationship. It's also the value we give ourselves. It's our capacity to create. It's our capacity to receive. We cannot be if we refuse money. It doesn't mean you're always obligated to become a billionaire. Everybody does what they want. But if you judge money, you have to cut yourself from you. And this is something nobody explains it to us. Nobody teaches us to not function like that. Tap into all the people around you 10 kilometers around. How are they regarding money? Are they relaxed, in gratitude, in joy, in receiving? Or are they stressed? Are they in the penury, in the need, the control? And if we go even further, how many say they want money when they hate money and they love not having money because it proves and it validates all the point of views they have about them, about the money, about how the world is shitty and nothing is possible and what are we doing here? All of this times a godzillion, rare, good, bad, papa, 100 short boys provide basis, creations, and beyond. Why am I telling you this? Because go see our point of view about money. It's like cleaning your house. It's not just because you cleaned it once and you don't have to do it again. The dust comes back, we use stuff, and we have to do it again and again because you are permanently with point of views with the people around you and those who were taught to you when you were a kid with your parents and family, and those you're not even aware of the people around you. You are permanently swimming in an ocean of people, of point of views that come from people that don't love money and don't want to receive money and want to control it. So if we are not aware of it, we drown. We try to survive, and that's where I'd like to say great job because you succeeded in creating enough and you're not living under a bridge. So, can you congratulate yourself for what you created? That's amazing. Without even having all the tools. And now with these tools, what can you create? So, this is my new invitation. Because money, in fact, money sucks. Does really living the life of Uncle Picsou makes you dream of it? It's like swimming in money, in a pool of money. But if you would like to have a small life, have just the money that allows you to pay the bills, as I was saying, that allows you to answer the point of views of others, do you think the ask will be big enough to create and make your capacity and your financial reality bigger, greater? And if you ask to try to make bigger asks that are a bit scary, and go see where have I always dreamed of visiting, maybe it's traveling, changing your job. I'm not saying you have to do it in the next 45 minutes. We are playing with possibilities. But just half of us are like, I don't even dare to open the Pandora box. I closed it off. I decided it's not possible. Is now the time to open the box again and go see what is it for you. What would you like to create in your life? Because creating money for creating money, you will be bored around 3 minutes. Creating money to sustain a project, something that makes you alive. That's something, as I was saying, that's the water of the bathtub that evaporates with ease because it's physics. Money follows your asks. So, what asks that is bigger than what you ever dared to ask can you make today? It doesn't have to be cognitive. Maybe you have, maybe you don't have. And even if you have, I still invite you to ask the question, but maybe there are things that are even greater. Have you made asks that are too small for you? And all of this times a godzillion will you destroy and create it all? Right, wrong, good and bad, Paul and Paco, 100 short boys provide basis, creations, ambience. And it can be just an energy, as I was saying. Maybe you have clear things. I would like to change my house, my car. I would like to travel. This project, something. Great. And what have you not even fathomed that you could create? That if you choose to create it, will then allow you to create even more money in your life. And everything that doesn't allow that, right, wrong, good, bad, papaka, 100, short, boys, provide basis, creations, and beyond. See, I make my asks and money follows. And how many of us think that we have to have the money to make our asks? It's contradictory. We have to reverse our paradigm. With all those tools, what can you now choose to be, to generate and ask? And everything that doesn't allow that, right, wrong, good, bad, papaka, 100, short, boys, provide basis, creations, and beyond. What do you refuse to receive that if you receive it will allow you to create a different reality? Right or wrong, good and bad, Pad and Paka 100, short boys, provide bases, creations, and beyond. This call is an introduction to a class that I facilitate 22 August that is called Money Done Different. And this is Money Done Different. Unlearning everything that we have that burdens us and stops us from creating and using the tools, learning to use them so it becomes our new programmation to receive and create more money and more view in your life. This class, we do it during 4 evenings, 2 hours per call. Online, 2 hours is good because we get fried super fast. That's a class that has 168 pages in the manual. For me, it is phenomenal because it go see everything we can imagine around receiving, around money, around creation, etc. There's all the new tools of access, there is practical tools and there's exercises, etc. And during this class, we go see what are your point of views. We go see what you would like to create in your life and what stops you from creating it. We go in the facilitation even more of each participant. And I have so much gratitude. As I was saying, doing a class like this is really allowing yourself to create something completely different for all your life, not just the money we're going to change. So, are you ready to change this much? Are you ready to create greater than what you ever imagined? Are you ready to change? And when I say change, it can be scary. So I'm gonna say choose what works for you, what you always desired, whether it's with relationships, with your body, with your business, in creation, and also with money. And everything that doesn't allow that times a godzillion will destroy and create it all. Right, wrong, good and bad, put and Paco 100, short boys, provide basis, creations, and beyonds. And I wanted to read the introduction of the manual that was written by Gary Douglas, the, the creator of Access Consciousness. When you have no point of view, you can be everything. When you can be everything, you can do everything. When you can do everything, you can have everything. And when you can have everything, you can create everything. And when you can create everything, you can create a different world. How many of you would like to create a different world? I didn't say save the world, but create a different world. A world where we have fun, a world where being in gratitude, communicating with nature is normal, a world where we can have relationships that are generative and fun, a world where we can be ourselves. What if this was a reality that was not utopian? What if this is something we can create from now? Everything that doesn't allow that will you destroy and create it all. Right, wrong, good and bad, put and poco 100 short boys provide basis creations and beyond. And to finish, is there any question in the chat or you can unmute yourself? Nothing in particular? Don't hesitate, I will make some clearings to end the call. As I was saying, you can change anything in those 45 minutes. These questions, if you wish, you can use them again. You have the replay. If you wish, you can listen again. Those energies will start moving. And the more you listen again, you will clear things and things that are blocked. Some things I said you didn't hear, and you may hear it in the next listening. Dear Universe, what's the difference with how to become money? There's the workbook, How to Become Money, that I have here, that is based on the How to Become Money that Gary wrote with a lot of questions in the 90s. And we focus on our point of views about money and less about creation. And I think that the added value of this class is the manual. You have a manual with 168 pages that you can use your whole life with the clearings. You have the Bible to play and keep exploring, keep facilitating, and keep looking. So in 8 hours of facilitation, we cannot see all the pages and all the tools of the manual. We will follow the energy, or it will be super annoying if I spend my time reading the manual. You can read it alone, but you have the manual. So each of these classes have a different energy. It's like a portal, a different trip. So it's for you to feel the energy and what will create and ask questions. Is it light? Is it not? How will my life be like in 5 years if I choose that? How will my life be like in 5 years if I don't choose it? So, dear universe, what would it take to create the energy required to create all the money I desire? Everything that doesn't allow that, right or wrong, at Papa 100 short boys provide basis, creations, and beyond. Questions you can play with every day. Dear universe, can I receive, please, more than I am receiving? Actually, everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and create it all? Right, wrong, goodbye, Papa 100 short boys provide basis, creations, and beyond. What would it take? What action can I choose? What can I put in place to create my financial reality? Everything that doesn't allow that times a godzillion, right, wrong, good and bad, put and pucka 100, short boys provide basis, creations, and beyond. And when we ask those questions, we are not in the mind. You can ask those questions and maybe some things will show up. Maybe you have nothing and you will follow the energy and you will get something later, or an opportunity or possibility will come up. By asking those questions, you start opening the door and inviting those energies. You see? What I don't want to receive about me, that if I receive it, will allow me to receive money with more ease. All of these times a godzillion, right, wrong, good and bad, Panapaka 100, short boys provide basis, creations, and beyond. What have I decided receiving will cost me? Right, wrong, good and bad, Padampaka 100, short boys provide basis, creations, and beyond. What am I aware of about money and about receiving that I don't have a point of reference yet? Right, wrong, good and bad, Padampaka 100, short boys provide basis, creations, and beyond. And what capacity do I have with money that I haven't acknowledged? Right, wrong, good and bad, put and puck, 100 short boys provide basis, creations, and beyond. What energy, space, consciousness, magic, miracles, possibilities me and my body be to never have enough money and have always too much to spend? Everything that doesn't allow that times a gazillion will you destroy and create. Rubber on good bad papaka 100 short boys provide basis, creations, and beyond. And will you destroy and create everywhere you uninvited money in your life? Right, wrong, good bad papaka 100 short boys provide basis, creations, and beyond. What can you be and do to create and generate money right away? Everything that doesn't allow that times a godzillion. Rare on good bad papaka 100 short boys provide basis, creations, and beyond. I love it. Everybody's fried. How does it get any better? It means it was efficient. Don't hesitate to listen again. It was condensed in 40 minutes. You had a mini class. Obviously, during the bigger class, we can go further in those topics. But just in these 40 minutes, you have gold that can allow you to change everything if you wish. So listen again. And if you want to go further, if you want to explore, if you want to change your financial reality, come play with us. If you know people that would be interested, don't hesitate to tell them about it. It will be the 22nd, the 23rd August from 9 to 11. And then Monday and Wednesday, 25 and 26th, it will be in the evening. So it is during 4 days. So you have time to see the evolution. You have time. You will be in your life. You will have the point of views that come up. You will be able to live your everyday life and continue the class. So it will be during those days. And everything that will happen during those days will facilitate you. Facilitate you. So, how does it get any better than that? So, thank you for all of you for your choice for being here. You will soon receive the replay. So, have fun, become rich or not rich, but love money, love yourself. And thank you. See you soon.